Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Mythgard Middle-earth. My name is Corey Olsen, the Tolkien Professor, joined as always by my friend Gryfflet, who is not up in the Houses of the Healing, but down by the gates of Minas Tirith, because he's returning from a little errand of mercy he did on Tuesday evening, helping his friend Narnian, who had forgotten to do the legendary item quest and couldn't get through the gate into the entrance of Moria, which is where our field trip was on Tuesday night. But Gryfflet is back and ready to return to Ioreth, but having a problem because stable masters. I'm so confused. So the stable master is over here, but is there any? Are there still stable masters after the battle on the upper levels? Can I stable master up to the master's tier to get to the Houses of Healing? I am, because I see I can get to Midsummer if I wanted to, which I don't especially. And I can get to the other places around here. There's a horse to the 6th circle on the left. Okay, so these are, right, because these are before the battle and to the threshold of the city? Threshold of the city. What does that even mean? What is the threshold of the city? I want to go just to find out. What is the... Ah, sorry, I turned off my nameplates because Gryfflet was in the raid and it was, again, on Tuesday night. Okay, right. There he is. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Very good. I see they're unstable masters. Monothlyer. Yeah, I hear that. Wait, where on earth am I? Over by the... Oh, by the stables, right. And the Dome of the Sun. Okay. Sure. All right. No problem. Oh, the Threshold of the City is the one with all the characters waiting outside the gate. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay. Right, the post-battle interlude area. Sure. Okay, I didn't realize it was called that. All right. Well, then, I'm pretty sure, here's the high hall. Hello? Can I, it's like already in use, but not opening. Oh, there we go. Okay. Little lag on the door opening, but we're good. Okay. Gotcha. Right. I forgot this was called the Threshold of the City. It's rather a confusing name. Okay. All right, Ioreth. I'm back. It is time to do the instance, the Aragorn coming in instance. What's it called again? A Secret Return. That's the one. Let's do it. We are pulled in so many directions, Gryfflet. How can we hope to address the needs of so many wounded? So many suffer in the aftermath of the battle. Faramir, not least of all. There he lies, and he burns with a fire that consumes him from within. What will we do if he should die? If only Gondor still had a king! Minstrels used to sing of the kings of Gondor, saying of them that their hands were the hands of the hewers, and by that trait they would be known. But there has not been a king of Gondor for many years. Hey, Gandalf, does that give you any smart ideas? Did you hear the words of Ioreth? She speaks of songs only half remembered in these modern days, and I do not doubt that she often refers to such tales, but her words on this day have stirred me as if from a stupor. You were feeling stupid, Gandalf, is what you're saying? The hands of the king are the hands of a healer? Gondor has not had a king for many years, but these are times of change, and it could be that one such worthy is indeed close at hand. You don't have to speak in such circumlocutions to me, Gandalf. We know just what you're talking about. Ioreth, men may well remember your words in the days to come. You know who I mean, Gryfflet. Speak to me with haste, and we will fetch... Oh, I see. He was speaking to Ioreth there. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh. Session play as Aragorn? Yes. Is this the first Aragorn session play we've ever had? I think it might be. I hope this isn't timed again. And by the way, folks, I was going to be on time today. Like, I was ready to start streaming on time. And then there was, like, a problem with my stream key, and I had to get a new one. I was totally thwarted. Wasn't my phone. Anyway, I couldn't discover that problem until after Cord stopped streaming. Okay.
The hands of the king were the hands of a healer.
Yeah.
I must find Aragorn and see if this be so.
That's right. Okay, so... Alright, it's nighttime. That's probably relevant because it's an instance. Okay, as always, what are my skills? What do we got here? Dunedain Strike. Dagger Throw. Ooh, Aragorn is a missile weapon. How very film-like of him. Arrow of Righteousness. These arrows will make servants of the eye burn, fearing as they do the goodness of the Dunedain. Of the Dunedain? Okay. Ooh, it does fire damage, huh? I'm gonna singe them with my righteousness. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright. That's all I get? I was hoping for like a healing hands instance. Oh, look at this. With the hood pulled down. Like, come on, Aragorn, I'm trying to look at you. Alright, I've got the Elessar. Right? Got the Lorien cloak. Pulled down low over his face. So nobody can be like, hey, aren't you, haven't I seen a statue of you in Pelargir? Quest object. Whoa. Holy cow. What is going on? What is even happening here? That is absurd. Why am I getting the Tall Emerald City Guard quests? I don't understand. So odd. In the wake of the Battle of the Hornburg? Wow. Okay, so I'll just undo all of these, shall I, so I can see the quest things. I have to say, this thing about session play where it like resets the UI, not a fan. Like, why? It's just, that seems like an issue. I can't escape Barriadir. No, not that I would want to, which is good because Barriadir is everywhere. Yeah, well, I don't even know how to ignore them all. I mean, I can't just... Okay, fine. I'll do this then. Alright, that's all I needed to do, I guess. Okay. I just need to... Oh, man, it is timed! Okay, interlude a secret return. Talk to Mithrandir outside the city. Okay. You greet Mithrandir warmly and ask him how the folk of the city fare in the aftermath of the battle. The uninjured are slowly waking from the horrors of the siege, and before long they will return to their daily lives. But many soldiers and townsfolk lie in the houses of healing, suffering from the wounds of battle and the greater hurts inflicted by the Nazgul. Some of the healers remark that if there were a king in Gondor, as of old, these wounds might be healed through his skill. You tell Mithrandir that you did not wish to upset the delicate situation in Minas Tirith by entering the city without the invitation of its steward. If you do not go to the houses of healing, there might be no steward by nightfall that could offer you such an invitation, Aragorn. Faramir needs your healing arts, as do many others. You might save them still if you enter the city in disguise. Avoid knowing scholars. It's like the pie quest. Oh, this is fabulous. Knowing scholars. You gotta beware. Watch out for those knowing scholars, right? I mean, those folks are not to be trusted. Who might see you for who you are, and the political situation should be unharmed. I cannot command you to do this, but I do request it as your friend. Why would, yeah, I guess the scholars, Druid's Fire, would have seen the sketches of Thorongil, right? Yeah, avoid knowing scholars and Pelargir tourists. Yeah, but even that, like, okay, yeah. And, like, old dudes. That would be kind of cooler, right? If instead of knowing scholars, you were avoiding, like, you know, the geriatric crowd who might have seen Thorondor back in the day. Well, yeah, Thorongil back in the day. Like, not Thorondor. That would have been really old dudes indeed. No, like Hirluin, right? Hirluin and Forlong remembered him. I see. Raviolan, right? We've been in training, like the pie quest, have prepared us for this moment. Okay. All right. You decide to make your way up through the city in secret. I don't have like a stealth, any kind of stealth, skill. Okay. Oh, it's a knowing scholar. Hang on. Man, this place is lousy with knowing scholars. Maintaining secrecy. Okay. There they are. They're just standing at alert. Because scholars are ever vigilant. Always wandering the city to see if they can discover. Like, yes. For lo, they go about the city, seeking for secret kings to uncover. Uh-oh. How do I avoid that dude? Do I have to kill him? Like, seriously. Like, I guess maybe I can go through the courtyard. Can I sneak through over here? Maybe I can. Alright, I'm maintaining secrecy. So, do you think they have like a... It's like... It's like a neighborhood watch. so the scholars of Minas Tirith have set up... Oh, there's one lurking in a doorway. They've set up patrols. They've set up patrols to be on the look, because you never know. This here he comes. He's gonna get me. Sorry. I can't even. Okay, sorry. So I guess you never know where the king is gonna come. Oh, oh man. Oh. Okay, but no, this is charming. It is. It's charming. When Aragorn is king, I hope that he richly rewards the Scholars Guild, who not only never... Oh my gosh, look, they've set up a dragnet in the marketplace. Okay, boy, is it going to take me more than 16 minutes to get up there. This is the ramp? Okay. Oh, that's right. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, that's it? Okay. Okay. Oh, man. Oh. Wow. Yes, anyway, I hope that Aragorn richly rewards those scholars whose faith in the return of the king was so great that they turned out by night to patrol the streets in case today was the day. Oh, yeah. No, that was good. That was excellent. Aragorn, I was told you did not wish to enter the city. I am glad you have done so, for Mithrandir claims that in you alone may rest the only hope for recovery of the sick that lie within. Let us attend to them at once, and may he prove correct in this belief. Faramir lies in a bed against the right wall. Yeah, I know where he is. He does not look well. No, he does not. Look at that gray face. This is not good. All right. You study Faramir's face closely, and note that he is covered in sweat. His forehead glistens, and he burns feverishly. He breathes shallowly, and the rise and fall of his chest is very difficult to detect without close scrutiny. The son of Denethor seems close to death. If nothing changes, and soon, he will join his father by nightfall. Yeah, okay, wait, where's the crowd? Where's the crowd? Shouldn't Bergil and Bergil and Ioreth and Gandalf all be here? But, oh, I have to examine Éowyn now? So I'm not going to do anything about it? Okay. Okay, isn't Éowyn over here? Yeah, she is. Okay. Éowyn is held in the grip of a troubled sleep, but a grey shadow has crept over her features, and she is very pale. You have heard whispers of the black shadow that comes from the Nazgul, and it seems to have settled very heavily upon her. Her shield arm is broken, but the healers have tended to it with all their skill, and it seems to your eyes that it will heal in time. The state of her sword arm is more troubling, for it seems that there is no life in it, though the bones are not broken. Okay, and then Mary's round the other side, as I recall. Ah. We're not going to start with Mary first, are we? Mary suffers troubled dreams. Like Éowyn, he pierced the Lord of the Nazgul with his weapon, and the encounter worked a grievous harm upon him. A grey pall has settled upon his face, and the black shadow stifles his breath. Athelas might help to heal them, but is there any to be had? Ah. You ask Ioreth if there might be some athelas to be had in the storerooms. We have healing herbs. Sorry, I forgot to do Ioreth's voice right before. We have healing herbs of many varieties, but of course never as many as we might wish, especially not with so many needing our help. It has been some time since a carrier from Lasarach has come, and our stock of Kemenduril liquor is very low. But I'm afraid I do not know of any herb by the name of athelas. I can ask the herb master. He knows the old names. Ioreth has never heard of athelas. Perhaps she knows it by another name? You tell Ioreth that some folk also know athelas by another name, kingsfoil. Kingsfoil, say you? My sisters claimed it to be naught but a weed. Now that you mention it, I have noticed that it does give off a sweet smell when its flowers are disturbed. It is somehow a wholesome smell, if you understand what I mean. I did wonder why any king would wish a plant to be named so, and not one more brightly colored or eye-catching. Kingsfoil. Imagine that. Ioreth is going to go dashing off? Okay, I didn't expect that. If she finds any athelas in the city, she will bring it back here with haste. And if there is none to be found, I will ride to the woods near Lasarach and bring back the plant myself. Oh, you're not going to threaten to take Ioreth with you? It is good that you came here, Aragorn. May it not be too late for our friends, and for the others who suffer in the grip of the Black Shadow. If Ioreth runs as quickly as her tongue, she will be back with athelas before the sun moves another step in the sky. It wasn't in the sky when I was out there, Gandalf, but that's okay. I see, so he doesn't insult Ioreth to her face this time. Oh, that's it? I thought I was going to be able to get them. I was hoping to, like, enter their dreamscapes, especially with Faramir. Hey, Vault Hunter. No problem. So glad you found it. That's lovely. Welcome. Do you have any questions? I'm doing instances and stuff today, so I don't know how much like general lore discussion I'll have time for, because it's kind of hard when I'm in the middle of narrative, right? But if you have any questions, if there's anything you've been wanting to ask, I'd be happy to try to cope with it if I get the chance. Okay. There we go. We must trust in Aragorn now, for time is growing short. If there is any king's foil to be found within this city, may it be found while it might still be used to good effect. I know that Aragorn did not wish to enter the city before the right time, but without his healer's skill, I fear that these wounded might never recover. Now there is some hope, though it be slight. Now go and find Kingsfoil wherever it might be found. I should have known that they would have set us on the Find Kingsfoil quest. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. I hope we don't take Bergil's role, though. I always loved that Bergil came in with the... Hey, Aragorn. Hello there, Captain Incognito. Oh, he gives me the quests? So I get... So these are like the next set of dailies that I have to do? Is that what's going on? If I stood here as crowned liege and not in hooded stealth, that herb-master Galathir would know something of my displeasure. He has decided, I cannot fathom how, that drought of Everworth is what wounded soldiers most need, when that is farthest from the case. I know, incompetence, right? At best it will add to their suffering and make it worse, but let us not speak of that. Alas, cloaked diplomacy is the thing of the day, so I must enlist your help, friend. I have had Galathir shooed from this hall, but I cannot keep him from the others. Will you follow Galathir and his herbalists and gather up the infusions wherever he has placed them? So I have to go behind him and undo his work? Oh, man. So the herb... in Lotro, the lore master, like the herb master of the houses of healing, is an incompetent as well as a blowhard. Okay. There is not time, not by half. I might treat all those suffering from the Black Shadow, but I fear I shall never find them before it is too late. Will you go before me, Gryfflet, and lay a marker by all those afflicted? These are the signs, a deep slumber and cold to the touch. Attend closely and you shall know them. The speed that would grant me may well be the difference between life and death. Should I just set up a flare? A dwarf candle, maybe? Many of the wounded... Maybe I'll put a little flag up. That would be cute. Many of the wounded here are beyond the reach of treatment and will not see the dawn. Some will not even see the coming hour. I am struck by inexpressible sorrow, Gryfflet, when I reflect how they will depart quietly with no one by their side, unless perhaps the harried healers as they make their rounds. The healers and I must expend our every precious moments with the living, but you... If you are as moved as I am by this thought, Gryfflet, perhaps you will go and spend some moments with the dying? My heart tells me that someone must. Okay. All right, so Ioreth is probably going to give me offer me the old ones again, right? Yeah, okay. So that's just the old dailies. Don't need those. Okay, so are these three the quests that I need to complete in order to do the final instance? Okay. Nope. No Black Shadow for you. It all grows dim. Oh, he's dying. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here for you, Rohirrim. What town are you from? Probably know some of your friends. Want me to bring a message to your family? No. Ah, this right here. I'm cunningly concealing his quest ring. Oh, I'm spending time? Oh, man. I'm sorry you feel cold, dude. Oh, man. Keeping vigil by the bedsides of dying soldiers. That's intense. Oh, no, diagnostic there. Okay. And there's Éowyn. This better be diagnostic. Oh, Found one. Oh, the marker is invisible? I'm not going to, like, erect a little flag at the foot of their bed or something? Okay. Drausnik was thinking that he might offer me the quest. Finally, I ask that you discreetly kill knowing scholars, lest I be found out. Kill knowing scholars, 0 out of 10. Maybe we just need to effectively distract them. I'm sure there would be many ways to distract knowing scholars, though the knowing scholars of Gondor are peculiarly vigilant. Not afflicted. Hey, Pippin. You keep Merry company. Oh, man. Oh, that was such a funny quest. Okay, not afflicted with the Black Shadow. Oh, he is. Glad to be here, man. Hope you get better, but you added to the numbers of the wrong quest for that. Okay, we've got a wounded dude here. Alright, he's got the Black Shadow. Uh-oh. Now what do I do? He told me not to leave. Briefly check in on dying soldiers is kind of hard. I can't believe they put Bergil's uncle Ioreth in the Houses of Healing. I mean, as a patient. I hope there's some commentary on that. Okay, alright, and there's Torkon also wanting to give me the other dailies that I've done already. Okay. Alright, and now here is where I have to sneak around and see if I can steal the medicines that he's... Okay. Okay, so I'm here to prevent medical malpractice. Uh-oh. All kinds of inappropriate nostrums. I should ask the scholars if Balrogs have wings. No, but no, I gotta ask a debatable question. Hey, this guy has 2 people standing with him. So that makes me feel a little bit less guilty about running off. Malpractice prevented. thwarted might be perhaps better. Wait, where is Bergil? Is Bergil outside? What is going on here? Stupid targeting. Oh. Well, shoot. I should go get those because I'm going to have to duplicate all this running about, probably. Alright, so hang on, where am I? Alright, let me run back out. So, I can finish these up before talking to him, you think? Well, at this point, I sort of might as well. Oh, he's going to send us around the city. Okay, great. Great. I was trusting that our athelas quest would involve Bergil. Just because, you know, that's the kind of trust in the literary sense of the developers that I have gained over the years. And especially since, of course, we were basically preparing for that. You know, by all of the Bergil, you know, quest lines that we did. Okay, if I can find one more Black Shadow case in here. Yes. Great. Okay. Look at that. I've got 5 quests, every single one of which is telling me to talk to Aragorn. Though in 2 different places, admittedly. Okay, so I finished Aragorn's quest, so let me get Bergil out here. Oh, I should look for Galathiel? Okay, where did you see Bergil? I missed him. Oh, there he is. I was distracted by the pacing Torquon. Hey, Bergil. Have you grown since I last saw you?
Are you here to help?
I am to find Kingsfoil leaves, living if I can and as much as possible. But truly I do not know how I will find another single leaf. Does it grow in the cracks somewhere? I'm sure I've seen it here or there, but I know not where. I'm driving myself mad thinking of how often I walk past that very shape of leaf. Will you help me? I fear to think what that Aragorn fellow will do with me if I do not. That Kingsfoil must be about, must it not? In cracks and greenswards? There must be some somewhere. All right, we'll look for some.
Are you here to help?
What a bind I am in. I found that hooded Aragorn a few dried leaves of Kingsfoil, or what does he call it, athelas? Well, now he wants more. The old man who gave me those leaves has not any more. Right. Will you help me? Somewhere about here, someone must have a few more dried leaves. Maybe some well-wisher brought some. Cut and dried, huh? Okay. Ask around for Kingsfoil. So wait, where is Galathiel? Shall I look in the House of Rest? I didn't see him in the House of Remedies. Oh, he's outside? He's not in the House of Healing at all? Oh, Bergil is by the fountain, you're saying. I see, I'm sorry. I'm confused. Okay. Oh, I don't need to talk to him? I see. If you follow him around, you can collect the flasks he puts down. I see. I see. All right. Well, if he's not doing something funny or interesting, then I'll just go then. I'm good on those quests. Let's go find some King's Foil. Let's help Bergil out. And then I can return it to Bergil so he can deliver it, right? All right. So, look, Bergil, as my mother would have said, if it was a snake, it would have bitten you. Okay. What does our map look like? Our map is full of King's Foil. Ooh, but not all on this tier. That's interesting. Okay. Wasn't there someone right near here I could talk to about athelas? No, not Torkon. Oh well. To whom am I? Where am I supposed to ask around? Like anyone in particular? Do they have athelas growing up on the top? It would be cool if there were athelas just like growing all over the place by the white tree. Did I pass some King's Foil? Oh, come on now. There are too many. I'm like hitting the delete key, but like I keep getting the mailbox and such. Where? Where did I pass one? I keep grabbing. Aha! I see it now. I keep grabbing doors and mailboxes and such. All right. I will. I bet I can kill a king foil from horseback. That'd be convenient. Alright, let's see what we can do. We'll find the King's Foil. Should have time to find the King's Foil and do the next instance today. Haha. What I haven't found yet is anyone to ask for King's Foil. You've wondered if King's Foil might be a reference to Silphium? No. No. I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, it's so specific, Silphium, and so not about healing. For those unfamiliar, Silphium is a legendary herb picked to extinction by the Romans, which caused abortions. Okay, so I guess I go down to the next level. So, I mean, King's Foil has some... I mean, there's some similarities in that it is like a legendary herb with special powers, but... I'm just going to go door to door. Pardon me. Do you have any King's Foil? Hey! And he does! He's got some in his pocket. All right, they got some King's Foil out of that dude's sweaty pocket. There's dude sitting outside the pub. Sure. Oh, look at that. These Gondorians are prepared. Ooh, there's some wild stuff. Okay, what is it? What am I on now? The 5th circle? I'm losing track. Oh, hang on. Hi, lady. Do you also... Excellent. Boy, I'm telling you. The Boy Scouts have nothing on these people. The old archives, they probably don't keep the King's Foil in there. You know, I have to say, when I thought about these quests in years past, you know, like wondering how they were going to handle them, I used to wonder, are they going to actually send us to Lasarnach to pick some, like Gandalf threatens to do with Ioreth? Because that would be kind of funny. Right, Gandalf threatens it. There it is. Gandalf threatens to do it. You know, if need be, right? And to, you know, to bring her on Shadowfax. But it would be a kind of a funny joke at the expense of, you know, like a very mild and gentle joke at the expense of you know, the like swift travel in the game. And the name of the quest could be Show Me the Meaning of Haste or something like that. All right, I think, all right, I've now collected King's Foil from folks. Man, I am 5 for 5. Now I just have to find 3 more wild. The map seems to think there's another one on this tier that I missed. Oh, it had to be an instance since there wasn't a post Pelennor Lasarnach till last year. Well, yes, that's true. I guess it would technically be a conflict because it would still be the Dawnless Day. You know, it'd still be the, you know, you'd still have the Sauronic cloud cover going on over there. So, yes, I guess there would be a little bit of lore inconsistency with it. I mean, and you don't necessarily want to start the whole, you know, You know, the whole post kingship plot line. I did miss a Wild King's foil here. Okay. So, it looks like the map is telling me there's one more up on the Master's tier. Man, this is a little tedious. I can see why Bergil gave up. Let's see what happens if I collect this one. I kind of like it when the, you know, the map coloring, you know, shading changes when you collect some of them to give you a little bit of a warmer, colder deal about when you're getting close. Okay, seriously. Didn't I get this one over here? I got the one that was right behind Bergil. And that seems to be the one. Oh, no, it's Bergil himself. That it's the ring. Arrgh. I hate that. Okay. Yeah, the area of this quest... Well, the area of the quest is it's avoiding the neaths. Because there aren't any growing in the neaths. There was one by the gate? See, I'm glad you guys can spot these things. And I guess it is hard enough for me to... Ah, you're right. It is hard enough for me to talk and navigate at the same time. Oh, look, it changed a little bit. Yeah, that does look like it's down on the players tier, doesn't it? Okay. Well, fine. Go down to the players tier, which is the 4th circle. One more athelas, and then we are good for this whole set of quests, and we can heal them. And then after that, I think, move on to the next segment of story. And just go out to Aragorn at the camp and help with the cleanup post Battle of Pelennor Field out in the Pelennor and the Ramos and Osgiliath and such. Okay, where's the... Where's the ramp? I did miss the ramp. Okay. Fourth circle of Minas Tirith. Hopefully home of the final... Oh, the gates are closed, so I don't have so many options. Hoping it's not over there. Aha! That was easy. Excellent. Now I'm going to shamelessly cheat. Well, that's not cheating. I'm going to use my mithril coins for the very purpose for which I purchased them.
What do you think we should do now?
Yeah, wild sprigs of athelas. Miracle worker! Oh, shucks, Bergil. I will take this to that hooded Aragorn immediately. Excellent.
There's no point in
You were
running
able to
away.
find some dried
We
king's
must be
foil?
sensible.
By the kings of old, you have saved my hide. I will bring it to that Aragorn directly. Yeah, you bring it to that Aragorn. Good job, Bergil. Okay. So if Bergil has already brought the athelas to him, does that mean we've missed it? I am concerned. I was really hoping for another dream session play. That was so cool. You hand Aragorn the infusions you gathered. This many? If that man does not let up, but now is not the time. I thank you, Gryfflet. I will see these dealt with swiftly. He's going to go flush those. Okay. You have placed the markers. You are an irreplaceable ally. I will be with them as swiftly as I am able. Thank you, friend. I know all too well what a heavy task it is that you have performed, but I feel sure it was an immeasurable good and a great mercy and shall not go forgotten. Okay, so did that make Ioreth perk up with a new quest? Nope. Okay, so who's next? Now that I've completed all those dailies, where do I go? Gandalf didn't have anything for me. I seem to have dead-ended. Is that it? My time with the healers ends with a whimper, not a bang. Yeah, where am I meant to go? Do I just leave? I'll go over to Mary. Mary and Pippin have anything for me? No? No. They don't. Down at the gate? Okay. I can do that. No, I wouldn't have guessed that right away. Yeah, Ravioli, and I think they maybe did decide the passwords were too hard. I mean, how can you expect anyone to remember the password lore to enter the the circle of scholars? Ah, the passwords of Gondor. The passwords of Minas Tirith. Oh. Hey, Mr. Messenger from the Healers. You got something for me? I've come from the high hall of the Houses of Healing, and I am sworn to keep secret the goings-on within, but I can tell you that your presence is requested. I was just there. But okay. Talk to Aragorn. All right. That's a little clumsy. I mean, I just turned them into Aragorn. And I've got to go out and get sent back? No problem. I see. Raviolin suggests that since the lore password has been lifted, the scholars are now skulking around all the other circles. And it led to all the problems, right? Yep. I can see that. Some king's foil has been found, but it remains to be seen if it will be enough. I may need someone to help me as I move from bedside to bedside. Will you be that hobbit? I will be that hobbit, Aragorn. I am weary, but there is no time to rest. Time is short for each of them, but for Faramir most of all. I knew we had to have an instance about that.
A great effort has been expended to find Kingsfoil for the wounded, but now their survival depends upon Aragorn's healing skill.
Oh, nice. It's the steaming bowl of athelas. And now we've got our proper crowd. Gandalf, Bergil, Ioreth. Everyone's present, Aragorn. It's time. Let us see if Faramir's condition is improved. I crushed some of the Kingsfoil leaves and cast them into steaming water. Let us see if the healing odor refreshes Faramir's body and spirit. No session play in Faramir's dreams. I would not have believed the weed could smell so sweet. It puts me in mind of the roses of Imloth Mellowee when I was young. Kingsfoil is well named, for what king could ask for better? My lord, you called for me. What does the king command? You know of me? I do, my king. I want nothing but to climb from this bed and serve you. You will serve me best by resting a while and having some food. You have walked in the shadows for too long and are weary. I will rest, if that is your command. But what man could lie idle when the king has come again? I've always loved that line. Farewell for now. Aragorn's going to rush off to Éowyn. Do we get any of the commentary? No commentary? There we go. A king, just as I said. Did you hear that? The hands of a healer, I said. That's what I was waiting for. That's okay, I'll beat Gandalf. It proved sufficient for Faramir, but Éowyn's suffering is of a different sort. Yeah, I know. Éowyn's suffering began even before she faced the Witch King, Éomer, is it not? I do not know why you ask this of me, Aragorn. Her unhappiness was clear to me at the moment of our first... Her unhappiness was clear to me at the moment of our first meeting. She tended to Theoden in his growing despair and sickness, it is true. That unhappiness was ours to share. But not entirely, Éomer, for you had deeds of arms and the riding of the free fields to occupy your mind. Éowyn did not, though she was your equal in spirit and courage. Mayhap I should have known, but I did not. I weep that this was to be her lot. I may be able to cure the hurts of her body and draw her back from the darkness. But if she wakes to that old despair, there is no healing I can give that will cure her of it. Éowyn, daughter of Éomer, awake. Your enemy is gone and will trouble you no more. Éowyn, Éowyn. Oh, he doesn't tell Éomer to call her. Éomer, my brother, you live? They said you were slain. No, it must have been the voices in my dream that said it was so. What of Theoden? Do not tell me that was a dream as well, for I know it was not. The Lord of the Mark is dead, but he bade me give his farewell to Éowyn, dearer than daughter. He now lies in the citadel of Gondor, as befits the great honor with which he passed from this life. I am glad to see the house of Éorl restored to its glory. But what of Meriadoc the halfling? You shall make him a knight of the Mark, for he is valiant. Beyond measure. Almost got it. Well, they changed it, of course. He lies also in this house, and I will go now to him, but Éomer will stay yet a while. Speak no more of war until you are restored to health, and renewed of hope. Health I may yet have, if there is an empty saddle for me to fill, but hope, I do not know. Whoa! Gandalf just took off. I thought Gandalf was going to give me plenty of time, but He's hoofing it this time. Is he going to be all right, Strider? He will be fine. I came in time and have called him back. The wound he suffered will heal, and I know there is strength in his spirit. Master Meriadoc, your friends are here and they wish to see you. I'm hungry. What time is it? It's past supper time, Mary, but I am certain they will let me bring you something. I am certain as well, and it is said I know a thing or two. Indeed, for this rider of Rohan, I believe nothing will be held back. His name will be held in high honor within the city. It is good to see you again, Gryfflet. Do you remember when we crept to see Theoden's war council in the Druidon forest? Totally do. It feels to me as if that was years and years ago, but it cannot have been. Actually, not even for me. It was only months ago, I think. I have been caught in a terrible dream, but already the memory of it is fading. I think supper will be just the thing, and afterwards perhaps a pipe. No, not a pipe. I don't think I will ever smoke again. Theoden was sorry he would not be able to speak of herblore with me, smoking our pipes in comfort and peace. I will never be able to smoke without thinking of him. And why should you not, Mary? Light your pipe and think of him, for he kept his oaths and proved a great king. He would be glad for you to think of him over a pleasant smoke, I think. You may be right. Thank you, Strider. Excellent. Okay. Thank you for all your help. We have done much good here, and there is more to do before I can rest. But I am glad that some of the evils that befell us upon Pelennor have been remedied. Phil, I think it was you who was mentioning that Lotro does a better job of adapting this section than the Jackson films did, which is certainly true. Of course, the Jackson films had to cut it entirely, which is hardly surprising. Which, of course, leads me to one of the things. There are many differences between adapting a story for video game and adapting a story for film. But one of the biggest, which I think is often overlooked, at least I haven't emphasized it as much as obviously I should, is that you absolutely must compress in order to make a film of any size. It doesn't matter. The Lord of the Rings films were 3 very long films, and yet required a great deal of compression and cutting because there just wasn't time to do all the things. In a video game like this, you don't have to cut. You can expand. There's almost nothing in the text that you would have to cut out. Now, some of the things we weren't there to witness because of the choices they made about how to manage the PCs in relationship to the main plot, right? Because we're not just playing, creating a version of Frodo to play and playing through the storyline or something like that. We're peripheral to the main events, so we don't see everything that happens in the text. But we see more, consistently more, than goes on. Just as even we can see in a small glimpse here, right? Not only do we see everything in the Houses of Healing that is described in the Houses of the Healing chapter, we also get to run off with Bergil and run around the city looking for athelas as well, right? Even in miniseries, Phil, it really doesn't matter. You can't do it. You just can't. You would have to do a feature film length, more than a feature film length per chapter. Even in some film, we can't do everything. Anyway, adapting Silmarillion is different because the Silmarillion is a totally different kind of narrative. To do to do the Lord of the Rings without cutting any scenes or characters would be a lot of time. Would take a very great deal of time. I agree, Druid's Fire. I've always admired how Lotro integrates us with the story without either taking over the story or being the junior varsity team. Yeah, no, exactly. It's an elegant balance that they have found. I've admired that from the first day I began playing. From the first time I crouched by the side of the road watching Frodo and Sam and Pippin go by, on the road. I have admired how they've handled it. Yeah, JJ, that this is the thing. Actually, this really frustrated me with the Hobbit film stuff, is that people kept blasting them just for doing 3 films, expanding 3 films, or, one short book into 3 films. They couldn't do, they would not have had to, they added lots of unnecessary crap, and I'm not defending the Hobbit films. But the total running time of the 3 Hobbit films is still shorter, substantially shorter than the unabridged audiobook form of the Hobbit book. That is to say, they still had to cut stuff, right? Even the 3 films they expanded to. So this is why, at the time, I was like, what you're saying, oh, you're overburdening this book. No, they were still cutting from the book. They could absolutely have done a good Hobbit adaptation in 3 films. I was in support of 3 films all the way along. The concept of 3 films. Anyway, whatever. Point is, you always have to cut when making films. But, especially if they're feature films, as opposed to infinitely extended TV series. But again, even in those, it would be really, really hard to do. But anyhow, let's move on. Let's see. Those Aragorn has seen to will heal in time. Now he will attend the hurts of the others that rest in these houses of healing, and only then will he return to his pavilion outside the city. These wounded are fortunate indeed that Aragorn came to this city, and that Ioreth remembered that doggerel from her youth, the hands of a healer indeed. For now our friends must rest, but it is good to know that they will recover from their hurts and be themselves once again. Oh man, I didn't get I was hoping for my cloak. I get an essence box, some enhancement runes, a title. Titles are cool, but... Alright, hang on. What do we got here? A bunch of boxes to open. Essence box. Oh. Yeah, give me some, morale. And some more morale. And some more morale. Okay. Yeah. So what do I need again on my cosmetics? I need right, I got my wrath gear, because I think I'm done with the wrath gear, I'm afraid. I never got gloves of wrath. I'm still missing hand gear. Got boots of wrath and pants of wrath. Yeah, so I like this cloak, don't get me wrong. It's a nice little Gondorian cloak here. Yeah, it's just the hands. So I'm missing my hand gear of wrath and a cloak of wrath, which I wasn't assuming I would necessarily get at all. Oh, hey, Felaroff. I actually don't know the Kalevala well enough. I will share one thing. So the question was, do I have a recommended translation of the Kalevala? And I don't offhand. I would say... So I'm done in the Houses of Healing completely and can head out to Aragorn's camp. Here's the hard thing with the Kalevala translation. Whenever you're reading a translation of a poem, No, let me back up a step. Whenever you're translating poetry, of course, the big question, the big problem, is always to try to stay true to the substance of the words, or to try to match the form of the poem. And that's a really hard choice, because it's not possible to do both. Like, you can't retain the exact same form just because the words are not the same. They don't sound the same in different languages. So it's not like, if you're going to stick with the metrical structure, say, of a poem, so that the sound and feel of it is like the original, you will find yourself pulled further and further away from, a more literal translation of, conveying what the words actually say in the original text. If you convey the sense of the words, you'll lose the rhythm and the shape of it almost completely. And the one thing, JJ is teasing me because I think he knows what I will say about this. The one thing that really bothers me is when somebody does a translation and they just shove it into a different, like, to do neither of these things well, right? By putting it into a different poetic form entirely. Like, for instance, translating Beowulf in rhyme, like rhyming couplets or something like that. That is like the worst possible solution to this dilemma. I mentioned this with the Kalevala because it's super important. The feel and shape poetically of the Kalevala is such a huge part. I mean, I would put the Kalevala high on my list of poetic works where the poetic shape of it, where the sound of the verse is critical to the meaning. Like, it is intrinsic to the essence of the poem. The Divine Comedy is at the top of that list for me. The Terza Rima by Dante is really an essential element of that poem. So the Kalevala, the shape of the Kalevala, is also really important in a similar kind of way. And so therefore, normally I prefer to stick to the words, to understand the words that they were using. But as I say, it's a hard choice. So you'll find some Kalevala translations that will try to preserve something of the feel of the Kalevala. Kalevala verse is very distinctive. It's a lot like Tom Bombadil. And then there's and you'll find some that are kind of straighter translation focused on the words. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So can I go out? There's Ingbert. Oh, Horn is gone, huh? Okay, I can get out. Hey there, Ilaril. Are you just standing guard here in case the king should show up? All right. Aragorn's Pavilion. There's no direct line to Aragorn's Pavilion, so I'll just go cross country. There it is. No road, I mean. Aragorn has need of his captains to determine his next course of action.
How may I help you, friend?
All right. Well, let's see. All right, we've got Gandalf here, Prince Imrahil, Aragorn, Éomer, Gamling, Kutha. Wait, where's Kutha from? I'm trying to remember Kutha. Let me set the. I'll use a milestone here. Yep. We've got what's his face? Doing here, Lord of Blackroot Vale. Sorry, man. Okay. Angbor the Fearless. Excellent. Kutha's from Beacon Watch. Okay. I don't carry clear memories of Beacon Watch. I remember the bridge, but... Quartermaster? Enhancement rune quests?
The Rangers will not surrender us, Gilioth.
What? Silver pieces of the host. I have no idea what's going on here. Silver pieces of the host? Do I have those? Silver... No. Okay. Whatever. Don't care. Okay, and there's Weed Fada. Still alive. Here's Éomer King. I'll just turn in my quest to Aragorn first. Then I'll collect the quests from here.
I have need of your assistance.
We have won the battle, but the enemy is far from true defeat. You understand this as much as anyone. We must act swiftly and decisively. We are soon to embark on our most arduous and perilous journey yet, I think. I hope you will come with me, but first I must ask you to bring word to Éomer and Angbor that our forces, such as they are, must be prepared to march. Oh, he's going to make me schlep all the way to Éomer to bring his... Oh. Hey, Éomer, they're preparing to march.
It is good to see you again.
You saw me... You guess what he asks? You're standing like a foot away. You didn't hear it? Many Rohirrim have died this last day. If we were to stop now, their deaths would surely be for naught. I am rightful king of Rohan now, and my men will do as I bid. Tell Aragorn I raise my sword with his, and that when he blows his horns, we will come to the call. Okay.
Many of the fallen remain uncounted, and for that we cannot yet mourn.
Theoden, Fastred, Golodir, Halbarad are but a few of the names of those who fell on the battlefield yesterday. Many more of the fallen remain uncounted, and we cannot mourn, remember, or honor them while this is so. Please, my friend, go about the pavilion and see what you can learn of the battle. More took place here than any one account can comprehend. Okay, learn stuff. Oh, so I'm on to my next cosmetic set already. The reclaimed city? I think it's the helmet of the reclaimed city is what I'm looking for here. Yep, indeed. Okay.
We must dispose of the vile corpse of the Witch King's fell beast.
Right. And before we can take further action, we must dispose of the vile corpse of the Witch King's fell beast. I feel a shudder of revolt every time I look upon it, remembering how my uncle and king died there, and how my sister Éowyn nearly fell too, battling the Witch King. The men shun it as well, and whisper that it is ill luck to let your gaze linger on the dead beast. It should be purged. Nice. Love that quest. Love that. And again, just such a classic example, right? There's a reference to the fact that the body of the fell beast was taken and burned. And that when it was burned, there was like a black spot that remained bare thereafter. And so almost any time in the book, there's a reference to something like that being done by somebody, right? You can bank on the fact that we're going to be assigned to do it.
I shall fetch Mithrandir to accompany us.
Let me know when oh, he's got some concern over the... Oh, I see. Oh. It's a corpse-burning instance.
To cleanse the Pelennor fields, I have asked for you and Éomer to destroy the corpse of the Witch King's fell beast.
Ooh, look at how noisome the corpse is. Oh, look at that. It's like a smoking miasma. Is it making me sick? No, I'm just getting dread. Oh, that's awesome. Love it.
Look upon the fell beast carcass there.
Yeah. The carcass of the fell beast still mars the field at which it breathed its last, and it remains a foul reminder of the villain it bore. It must be removed. I had thought to do so quickly and without ceremony, but a number of scholars from the city, who are ever vigilant, beseeched me, wishing to I was caught in the act by the vigilance of the knowing scholars of Minas Tirith, thwarted again, wishing to preserve some part of the creature for their study. Take this heavy cloth and wrap the head in it, so it may be safely transported to these scholars. That'll teach him. We will then burn the body, for it cannot be allowed to fester here at the sight of Theoden King's Ending. Ugh. Okay. Pick up decapitated head of the fell beast, which is 3 times my size. Good work. Now set the head aside for a spell while you attend to the corpse. Okay. Ooh, the corpse burns with eerie flames. Good riddance to this foul creature. Ah, the scholars of Gondor. Oh, man.
The dead beast and its master are cleansed from the field. Good.
The dead beast and its foul master have both been cleansed from the Pelennor, and for that you have my thanks, but the memory of them lingers. I would have seen both head and body burned, but if it is Gandalf's wish that the head be preserved for scholarly study, I will not gainsay him. Dude, try gainsaying those scholars. They're everywhere. If only Aragorn had had the gainsay skill that we could have deployed.
If you would, accompany me to deliver this strange gift.
With pleasure. Let us away to the houses of lore, Gryfflet. Sorry. Let us away to the houses of lore, Gryfflet, and we will bring with us our freshly wrapped burden. May the cloth shroud the eyes of any who see us pass. Oh no, are we going to have to sneak past nosy neighbors? For such a burden will work fear in the hearts of folk of the city, and even if its days of rending and tearing are done. The greatest evil it poses now is against the nose, Gryfflet. Let us deliver it to the scholars with his advice. Keep it not in an enclosed space. Rather let the place of its study be an airy one, and dispose of the foul-smelling relic when you have learned all you can of it. Okay. Oh, you're welcome to it, Gandalf. Sarnian, huh? Sorry, I'm trying to see your names. Sarnian, Ithrenil, and Tegilwen. We did not think you would return so soon, Mithrandir. We did not think you would return empty-handed either. Oh, wait till you see what he's got in his pocket. Fear not, my friends, I have been true to my word, and there is a wrapped package just without. I will spare you the sudden shock of discovery. Within you will find the head of a fell beast. Can it be the head of the Witch King's steed? The very same. Study it with care and learn what you can. You have our thanks, Mithrandir. Yeah, I never would have thought, what do you have in your pockets? You know, the answer would be the decapitated head of a dead fell beast. That is certainly, Gollum wouldn't have guessed that in 3 goes.
I thank you for assisting me on this errand.
Thank you for your help with this unpleasant burden. Such creatures are bred in the darkness of Mordor, and little is known of them, save that they are raised in corruption and used for evil. They are fed vile meats and treated unkindly, and have proved fitting steeds for the enemy's most powerful lieutenants. Can they teach us anything more? Perhaps our friends here will learn something valuable from this study, and perhaps not. But I am glad to have given them the opportunity for such learning if there is a chance it might be had. Okay.
You should return to Aragorn's Pavilion if you are finished here.
Ah, okay. Miley Holmes, I see your question. Just in case I get a chance to answer it. Well, I'll come back to it if I do. I don't have too much time, and I don't know how talky these next quests are going to be. I'm talking with a lot of people. But if I get sent on a go collect 12 things from around the Pelennor quest or something like that, I'll certainly try to answer it. I am sure that the lore masters of Gondor will learn much from studying the head of that foul creature. I only hope that the risk does not outweigh the reward. Risk of what? Asphyxiation? Okay.
We fought and we died on this field, the men of Rohan and Gondor.
We fought and by some great miracle seized the day from the arms of an overwhelming foe. But the battle is finished and it is a new dawn, so how is it that some foes linger yet upon the Pelennor? I have received word of one orc captain who seems bent on fighting to the last, taking as many of our men as he can with him. I am weary of death, Gryfflet. Will you find this captain and put an end to him? Okay. Defeat. I thought his name was Schmug. I think I will call him Schmug. Gryfflet, my friend, I've been looking for Harding. He and I were fighting side by side, only to get separated in the fray in the late morning. I thought that we would meet here again at the pavilion, but alas, he is nowhere to be found. I am sure you fought bravely in battle. How I survived the ordeal, though I cannot say. This old body has seen more combat than most. I suppose I am very lucky to still be alive. Good old gambling. Gryfflet, it has been long since we last spoke. I was unable to ride with the rest of my brethren into battle, for it took longer than expected to depart. I can assure you that Beacon Watch is safe in my absence, though. I expected to make good time on the ride south, only to be thwarted by a group of Uruk-hai. I believe they were tracking the rest of the riders, so I diverted my path from theirs to throw them off the trail. I rode into battle towards the end and did my best to take out as many orcs as I could. Ah, you came in late here, huh? Glaewina? Oh, we'll save you for last, Glaewina. Oh, doing here does have a quest ring. That awning is awkward. I cannot help you. I still heavily bear the loss of my sons. Yeah, I know. Who would ask Duin here about his experience of the battle? Seriously, how insensitive do you have to be, Aragorn? Sending me to talk to Duin here. How about Angbor the Fearless? It is good to see you again. A true hobbit of honor and nearly as fearless as I. If I do say so myself, you relate Aragorn's request. I have trusted Aragorn since the moment I saw Thorongil return to Linhir. Come, there is much to be done if we are to move an army. That's it, huh? Come, but you're not going to tell me what to do? Okay, Glaewina. Nearly as fearless as I, though not nearly as humble, says Drowned Snake. I stayed by the side of Theoden King even after his passing and helped escort his body to Minas Tirith. When I heard that Aragorn had set up an encampment on the Pelennor, I rode out to join him. Yes, you did, Glaewina. Yes, you did.
Can I rely on you to find those
That yielded less than I had hoped. Me too. Me too. Glad we're both disappointed, Aragorn. No matter. Can I rely on you to find those still missing or presumed dead? Let me think a moment on what must be done. Yes. Oh, this is going to be awesome. So looking forward to these quests. More aftermath of the battle quests. Excellent.
Dervarine and Rosaron are unaccounted for.
Dervarine, son of Borhador, and Rosaran, a swan knight under Imrahil's command, are unaccounted for. You should search for them at once. Okay.
Would you ask Dwynhir if he is willing to identify his sons?
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. We can't let that guy... Oh. Okay. Make him identify their bodies. You'd think I'd be able to identify their bodies.
Forlong, Golisgil, and Hilarity all were lost in the tempest of combat.
What befell them is unknown, though I fear the worst for Forlong, who was last seen charging at full fury towards a line of Suhalar. Yeah, I remembered that. The axes hewed Forlong. Of course. That's what we know, right? The axes hewed Forlong. It says that in the book, which means it had to be the Suhalar. Please search for them along the wreckage of on the Pelennor. I should have remembered that. With all of the discussion of the Suhalar and the dwarf beards, remember we had to collect the beards for them and stuff? I should have remembered that line about the axes hewing Forlong.
Ingold and Turgon both remain missing.
Unless I'm misremembering that. I could always be splicing that together with something else. Anyway, Ingold, captain of the Outwall, and Turgon, captain of the Southgate, both remain missing. Imrahil felt sure they had retreated into the city before the start of the battle, but now it seems it was not so. You must add their names to those you seek upon the Pelennor. Okay. And the epic quest.
Aragorn wishes to call a council of the captains.
In order to determine what to do next, but many of those he desires to have a voice are elsewhere on the fields or in the city. Daervunn of the north and Elfhelm of Rohan are not far to the southwest, if you can hasten their return to the Pavilion. I met Legolas the elf on my way here, and I understand he's a friend of yours and was a companion of Mithrandir in the north. He spoke fair words to me, and I marveled that this journey brought him to these lands during time of war. Aragorn will want him to be present as well, and also his friend the dwarf. I did not catch his name, but it seemed to me that elf and dwarf were bonded as friends, and you might not find one without the other. That is unusual of itself, but these are strange times, and we may well find our strongest friendships where we least expect them. Well, he is a strange elf, don't forget. The axes hewed Forlong as he fought alone and unhorsed. I did remember correctly. Thank you, JJ. Yeah, no, I should have remembered that line to remember what they were setting up for, right? Why Forlong was so interested in the Suhalar and was sending us on all those quests for the Suhalar, knowing that they would be that the axes of the Suhalar would be his bane. Yes. All right, let's just talk to Duin here and get it over with. You gently explain that Aragorn has acts due in here to identify his sons' bodies. I cannot. I have seen so much death. To see theirs... You came to know them well in these last days, did you not? Will you go in my stead? I absolutely will. For crying out loud, I would have done it without even bringing it up to you, frankly. Okay, who else has a quest ring that's hidden by canopies? No, nobody? Okay. Oh, that's the quartermaster's ring. Okay, fine. All right. Where do I identify them? Oh, search among the slain. Right. Okay. All right. We're searching among the slain for 10 minutes. All right. So... It looks like there's a bunch that are right nearby. Whoa. Yeah. Plenty of dead soldiers. Well, seriously? I just searched every individual one? Not Darafin. Not Duelin. Really? Oh! It's Darafin! He turned red-headed as soon as I searched him. Wow, this is a grim and arduous quest. Kind of hard to have a light-hearted lore discussion while searching among the slain, I have to admit. It's Duelin. Okay. Wow. It's not how I expected that to go. Not sure how I did expect it to go, but that wasn't it. Oh, hey. Elfhelm, get in there. Guys. Yeah. You are needed.
The battle is ended. It was a victory hard bought.
And many good men fell upon this field and will not return to their homes. Alas for Elfmar, alas for my son. As much as of the Elfward as remained mourns for him, and I weep with them. This man Daervunn was a companion of mighty Galadir, who slew the Olog Thrugrath, though he died in the doing. We have been sharing tales of our fallen, and it has eased my sorrow somewhat, though it cannot erase it. His people appear stern and grim at first, but I have marked that they speak warmly of their friends and the lands from which they hail. Perhaps they are not so very different from the men of the Mark as I supposed. I will seek for more of the leaders of my people, and go to the Ranger's Pavilion at once. Daervunn. Where did we meet Daervunn? I'm forgetting. Where's Daervunn from, originally?
I am happy you survived. So many of our friends did not.
Loyal Halberad, weary Galadir, young Calairant. I feel their loss keenly. 8 of my brothers fell upon the Pelennor in service of Aragorn, but if they had the choice of fighting for him once again, you would find 8 minds unchanged. I will continue on to his pavilion, Gryfflet, and no matter his command, I will see it done. Estildine. Okay, Estildine. Outside Halberad's office. Sure. So, running out of time. I can still do this one over near the gate. Oh. Yeah. Ingbert? No, you don't have to come. They don't care about you. I do have to get Imrahil. Oh, it's Legolas and Gimli. No, Imrahil was already over there. I don't need to get him. Hey, guys.
We have been to see Merry, where he lies in the houses of healing.
And I am pleased to report that he will survive his wounds. We spoke with him for a time and rested upon the wall. He is weary, but the worst seems behind him. You have taken the opportunity to explore the city, Gryfflet? Oh, have I ever. It is impressive, but there are not enough gardens here, and the folk suffer for their lack. They need more that is green and growing. If Aragorn does claim his crown, my people will bring him birds to sing and trees to thrive, and this will be a better city for their presence. We are on our way back to Aragorn's pavilion. I am eager to learn what he chooses for his next course.
My axe has not yet had its fill.
Now that the battle is done, I have taken a good look at the stonework of the city. Some of it is finely made, but there is plenty of careless stonework as well, and I see much that might be improved in the layout of the streets. Do not mistake me. Any dwarf would see the same. Where should we go next? My axe has not yet had its fill, and I will wield it on behalf of Aragorn wherever he deems it most needed. By the way, I like that. Do not mistake me. At first I thought he meant, don't mistake me. I don't mean to insult the city. Really, it's quite nice, right? Instead, he goes the other direction. He's like, don't mistake me. Any idiot would have noticed these problems. They're so glaring, right? So I guess, in fact, he did mean to insult the stonemasons of Gondor. Great. Now the stonemasons of Gondor are going to join in league with the scholars, and they're going to turn out, and we're going to be, Gimli's going to have to dodge. I'm going to have to sneak Gimli past the stonemasons. And yeah, no, he is saying I'm not an expert. I'm just saying it isn't what I expected him to be saying. It's not at first what I thought he was going to say. All right. Well, I need to continue my search around the Pelennor here, but I'm going to have to do that on another day. But that day will not be next week. I'll be out next week, but I should be back the week after, as far as I know. There is a small chance that I will end up having to cancel the week after next, but we will see. As far as I know, I will be back the week after next. All right. So, thank you for joining me here today. Looking forward to continuing. So we're going to continue around the Pelennor. We're going to do the instance of the, the Council of the Captains there, and then we'll head off towards North Ithilien, I think, is our next frontier, right? We'll do Caer Andros from the other side. Yeah. We're almost ready to go into a new region for the first time in a little while here. Very cool. Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, and I will see y'all in a fortnight. Thanks very much. Bye now. Thanks for joining in on my rambles around Standing Stone's brilliant digital adaptation of Tolkien's world. If you enjoy these adventures, please consider supporting this and other entertaining educational programming by donating at signumuniversity.org/fund.